Well, it's Thanksgiving morning, 6:30 a.m. It's a little nippy out. Sun's out though. It's not raining, which is always a plus, and we're ready to cover some Thanksgiving football. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's American tradition to have high school football on Thanksgiving morning. So this game's pretty big too. There's playoff implications. The winner of this game goes to the playoffs. So we're excited. We're hoping this is going to be a great production, and hopefully I can stay awake. I gotta have probably 7 more cups of coffee. Should be a good one.
Working with Pat, it's been about 5-6 years now I've been working with Pat. It's been a great experience. I've learned a lot. When I started working with Pat here at the cable office and doing Game of the Week, I didn't know anything about cables or certain things, like tapes, what they call them, DVDs, recording or anything like that. And thanks to working with Pat over the last couple of years, it's been a lot easier. We figured out a whole lot together, and I mean, it's a learning experience every day when I'm working with Pat. As a leader and a producer, Pat's taking charge on, setting up shoots, finding locations for the shoots. He's finding rosters. I mean, he's a real leader.
He gets to create a new sort of avenue and explore schoolboy sports by covering it and giving the kids a lot of deserved attention.
I'm Pat Flaherty, as always, with my partner Alan Platt. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we have a huge game today on Thanksgiving morning. This is always a traditional game, but this one has extra meaning, Alan. Playoff berth on the line for the winner.
Growing up, there was a public access type of station. It was sponsored, but it wasn't, it wasn't like, a big time station or anything like that. It was local TV station that would cover some of our high school football games and a couple of basketball games, and that was always fun to see. Some of these games you go to, there's barely anybody in the stands. So we want to show the kids that somebody does care about them and somebody is interested in how well their team's doing. Somebody does want to see them score touchdowns and score points and get rebounds and hit home runs and everything like that.
Pat's the one that pushed for this, and so we let him go with it, and he's done an incredible job. I mean, he was nominated, the game, it was a group effort, but he was leading it, was nominated for an Emmy last year, and that's not very common in a government access facility.
When I started as a full-time employee after my co-op, I felt like Pat treated me obviously the same, pretty much, still the same way, but I felt like he treated me like I was on his level, like I was one of his colleagues, and he respected me. And whenever I'd ask him for something, he'd be like, you know what you're doing, like relax, you're good, you're all good, and that is really nice coming from someone who has so much more experience and someone who you respect, like he puts you on his level, like you're equal to him, in that way. It doesn't make you feel like you're inferior to him because you're so much younger.
So today, of course, just like every Monday, I'm going to Neighborhood Network News. It's a news show for the Boston Neighborhood Network, public access station. The studio is actually over at Boston University. And my office is in downtown Government Center. I'm never so self-conscious about myself until I saw myself on TV. Weird with my hair. It's not like in college, but I could roll out of bed and just have bedhead and go to class. Throw a socks head on or something.
Hi. Oh my God. What a start.
Right.
Excuse us.
So I gotta hook up all these things. I got my IFB, goes in my ear so I can hear Adam.
I sit at an anchor desk on a news set and call highlights, present stories, show statistics, a lot of different things that are involved in a sportscast.
A lot goes into this, and we have one director. He sits right here, controls everything, and then he usually has maybe one assistant doing the teleprompter, and that's really it. He directs from here, he does the graphics, he does the roll-ins, he does a lot of it all by himself. So, because it's public access, there's not as many people in the studio, and he does a great job just kind of doing everything on his own.
Highlights are great. Highlights are cool. They're quick. They're fast. We put music under them, but people want to hear the human interest stories, and those are always probably the most work, but the most satisfying. So as far as the stories I've done, I just finished up one about a former head football coach that's now a referee. That was very interesting. He's a great guy. He's a funny guy, so that was a fun package to do. I did one about the band teacher at Boston Latin. I did one about a kid who went to jail, and then when he was about 14, and then got out of jail and started playing football, and it really helped him. I mean, it really helped the kid get back on track, and it kept him on the straight and narrow, and now he's in college. So that was a fantastic story. And when it comes out well, it's the most satisfying. When it doesn't come out well, I know it doesn't come out well. I can look at it, and people give me compliments on some of those, and I hate them. I didn't think I did a good job, and it's frustrating because I still put time into it, but I probably should have put a little more and a little more thought into it.
Sense of humor is the first thing I think of when I think of Pat Flaherty, and it's a welcome breath of fresh air. Anywhere you go in life, anybody who has humor, it's just such a welcome quality.
We had a boat trip scheduled to go out to an island, and Pat and a couple of interns were, Pat was now kind of a senior intern at this point, so he had some people with him that he was kind of supervising and teaching. So they had to go out to this island. They were taken on a boat out to an island, and when they got out there, I believe he forgot tapes. He forgot to bring tapes. It was either tapes or batteries. It was one of the two. He had to get, I think, a police or fireboat to bring him back to shore from the island. He had to run, he ran through the north end in flip-flops and shorts because he was going to an island and he thought he'd be comfortable that day. So it taught him that he had to, A, dress appropriately for it because his feet were killing him after running from the water through the north end to our office. Had to come in, get the equipment that he was missing, run back, get on that fireboat and get brought back to the island. So it was a funny learning experience for Pat.
I think sometimes it takes a certain amount of courage to have a bit of fun in your job and in your daily life. And a lot of people don't have that. They just don't bother. They don't make the effort to have a lighthearted moment or do something kind of silly, and which is fun, and it makes for a better work day. And if he was removed from the office would not be the same. It would be dull, and it just wouldn't be the same. So yeah, he would be sorely missed. Although I can see a great future for him someday, there's no doubt about that, he would be sorely missed.
There is a chance that I could just never leave public access. I would never get a job in sports broadcasting. You know, so I'd have to probably alter my career path. I'd love to coach. I'd love to coach sports, but I don't have enough experience in coaching to just drop everything and coach right now. So, you know, a different career path could be to teach video production at a high school and be a high school sports coach, whether it's football or basketball or something like that. So that could also happen. So you know, I'm only 27, so I still got some time. I love sports television. I love sportscasting, so I hope that's what I'm going to be doing for a long time. But you never know.